Over 400 million years ago, the Rhenish Massif was formed at the Middle Rhine by deposits from the sea. The slow collision of two tectonic plates thrust up the mountains. Slate and other stones found here were used in the Middle Ages for building castles and today for roads. The slate contains minerals which are ideal for winemaking. In around 400 AD, the Romans introduced wine to the Rhine region. The town of Bacharach also owes its wealth to the grapes. The Jost family own a vineyard in the romantic, narrow Rhine Valley. On the steep slopes leading down to the river, the main grape they cultivate is Riesling.
We only grow wine on steep slopes. Bacharach is a particularly steep terrain. The Rhine flows around the vineyard. The Rhine practically encircles the vineyard, which has a foundation of Devon slate. It warms up pretty quickly. It's one of the best vineyard sites here by the Middle Rhine. 60 to 68% gradient. That's ideal for wine.
But working on such a steep slope is tricky. There are only a few specialized machines to help the winemakers.
It's very labor-intensive. We have to do almost everything by hand, but we get a better product for it. It's worth the effort.
Cecilia Jost runs the vineyard in the 7th generation. Her father still helps, but he handed over the management to her early to give Cecilia a reason to stay in sleepy Bacharach. The vineyard is in the middle of the town.
Bacharach is a lovely little town with beautiful and quaint old timber frame houses. As a kid, it's very annoying that you can't go anywhere your parents can't find you. The next cinema is almost an hour away by car. You only learn to appreciate the isolation later, and today I enjoy living in Bacharach. I always knew that what my father did would also appeal to me. Even though as a child, I didn't know exactly what it was he was doing. But there are pictures of me from the age of 3, where I'm sitting on my dad's shoulders, and both of us are driving a tractor. They are happy childhood memories, and so one thing led to another.
Cecilia studied viticulture and gained experience abroad. The last place she went was New Zealand. There she became acquainted with many new ideas and methods which she now wants to put into practice at home by the Rhine. For example, she's decided to do without pesticides. Week after week, she personally oversees the growth of the vines and lays the foundation for a good harvest next year, weather permitting.
This is a really exciting season. Everything is growing, turning green, and we're now making sure that it doesn't just grow any old how, but in the right way. All of the shoots that grew out of line are stuck back in place. When everything is straight, then it captures the most sunlight, and then we can watch the grapes grow, blossom and ripen. I see each vine 15 times a year. I can predict how each one will grow, and that's good, because if I watch them closely, then I know when and how to intervene, and when to leave them alone.
Harvest time is in October. Riesling and Pinot Noir stay on the vine until late autumn. The transition between the last warm days and the first cool nights strengthens the aroma and adds a fruity flavour to the wine. Towards the end, things must happen quickly so that the sweet, ripe vines aren't ruined. These are decaying intentionally. Botrytis or noble rot for the late vintage. All of the grapes on the slope are harvested by hand.
Riesling is a wonderful grape. It makes a delicately fruity, fresh and aromatic wine. It makes you think of grass, green apples and white peaches. A whole bouquet of aromas. And so the Riesling can always develop its own individual style in all varieties of taste. And that's why it's such a pleasure. It's always different.